to sustain its operations.
Those who are borrowing are the same as those who are repaying. So this product is sustaining itself. With only 12 billion shillings, we have this product up and running, servicing itself and making sure that Kenyans have access to credit. We are going to write a book about this product one day.
The head of state taking a jibe at his critics who are opposed to the Hustler program.
Mimi nasikia watu wengi wanasema ya kwamba ati hawa mahasla wako na shida, ni watu ambao hawataki kulipa. Wengine wamepeleka huko kusema watu wengi wamekosa kulipa. Mimi nataka niwaambie the good news. If this product was what they are saying, it wouldn't be sustaining itself as I talk to you today.
Hao mahasla wakiingia kwa street hawana maneno na mtu yeyote, wanauza mali yao, wanaenda nyumbani. Na mimi naomba viongozi wale ambaye tumechaguliwa tuwapende hao mahasla vile tuliwapenda wakitupigia kura.
Henry Tende, Lookuptv.
Thank you so much, Henry Tende, for that detailed report. Moving forward, the Jubilee Party faction, led by Sabina Chege, say they will support the implementation of the National Dialogue Committee, report in Parliament. The party has applauded the committee, saying that it has addressed the critical issues affecting the country and championing the use of dialogue as a means to resolve national differences, as Mevin Getembe now reports.
Na sisi tunashukuru kama Waturkana kwa sababu sisi ni wale tumeachwa nyuma kimaendeleo. Na kulingana vile ripoti imetokezea ni kwamba nafikiri kwa wakati huu hata sisi
A faction of the Jubilee Party led by Sabina Chege, Jubilee Coalition, has applauded the National Dialogue Committee led by the leader of the majority of the National Assembly, Kimani Ichung'wah, and Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka for the instilled effort, saying the committee has addressed critical issues affecting the country and championing the use of dialogue as a means to resolve national differences.
Well, what I would say is that there's no report that will have 100%, but we have started well. These are good strides, and I would say our prayer as Jubilee Party was first we have a national dialogue. We are happy that even within the national dialogue there were the 5 issues that were raised, but there are issues that also Kenyans brought. There are issues about judiciary. There are issues that we did not address even here now. Issues of inclusivity. There are many issues that have come out of this national dialogue. And I think this is the best way forward. And we are happy that even Azimio did not call for demonstrations. They have called for further consultation. We are very happy. And so for us, when people are not on the streets, our people who are working will be able to go to work. Our people who are in business will be able to do business peacefully. And so that is our main concern. We want Kenya to be peaceful. Things are not good. But once people are given an environment that they can be able to work, somebody can go to work and come back home safely. There is nobody who is telling you to close their shop or vandalism. We are very happy with that. And so we say this is a one step, and we are trusting that this process will even be bigger and better in the future.
The party has refuted claims and agenda of some leaders that there are divisions incurred in the party, saying that the party is still intact, denouncing unpatriotic actions, especially from individuals who sought to associate themselves from the party. According to Sabina, Jubilee was not involved in the dialogue due to the internal issues, but promised to be fully engaged in the next dialogue.
In the onset, I want to say that we, as the nominated or the elected members of parliament from Jubilee Party, have the full mandate to address our issues. Denounce unpatriotic actions, these unpatriotic actions, especially from individuals who sought to associate themselves with the Jubilee Party. Such disruptive agendas have no place in our vision for a united Kenya. And as a Jubilee parliamentary party,
Sabina now says Jubilee has distanced itself from the negative pertinent matters affecting the country, especially those touching on governance, adding that they will support the implementation of the report in Parliament and other forums, encouraging Kenyans to support all efforts towards a more peaceful Kenya.
While acknowledging the gains made in the report, we recognize that further work remains. Pertinent matters pertaining to the economy, more so touching on the governance and state capture that entrenched deep-rooted corruption and regrettable events at Bomas of Kenya on the 15th of August 2022, where there was a deliberate attempt to usurp the will of the people on the choice of the president, demand continued attention so that we do not have a repeat of this. As Jubilee parliamentarians, we distance ourselves from the forces and affirm that their efforts will fail miserably since they don't mean well for Kenyans.
Mevin Getembe, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Only 7 counties complied with the general spending guidelines for the county development spending. These as revealed during a Thursday session between the budget controller, Margaret Nyakango, who appeared before the Senate Finance and Budget Committee to discuss the implementation of the county government budget. Stanley Lugaria with the details.
According to the absorption of the budget as presented in the report by Controller of Budget Margaret Nyakango, 12 counties have been reported to reach 90% mark, while 12 counties failed, with each recording 20%, which is literally below the normal level of 30%.
So it is very, very important for the senators to understand that in general, then, how are the counties moving? And we can't do this if we only discuss once a year. It becomes too late. So please, we are asking that you schedule us so that we give you the ongoings when they are hot. Then we are able to hit the hammer on the nail when it is hot, and we take corrective action.
Counties spent more than 60% of their budgets on workers' compensation. Kisii and Kiambu leading at 60% as counties using their budgets for personal consumption in the county.
The governor of Kitui told you that he will collect. And because, to my mind, it was arbitrary, he ended up collecting 110.6%. Kakamega, together with Bungoma. These are almost like twins. The two economies are very close. So how does the governor of Bungoma declare that his target is 500 million, and the one of Kakamega declares 1.7 billion?
Who decides the targets, and is there a level of consultation? Yes, there is. At the point of draft budget, every county sends to us their draft budget.
Turkana was the leading county with domestic travel expenditure, Nairobi County topping the list of counties on foreign travel expenditures, as Homa Bay County trailed in the category with the lowest travels. A total of 15.4 billion shillings was allocated to the county for foreign voyages. Some of the counties spent more than what was allocated to them, including Nairobi.
You discussed on some issues relating to amendment to existing legislation, and which we requested you to share with us the areas that you think need to be improved. Now you've mentioned that you are doing public participation. All of that can be done on your behalf if you share the areas, because we have legal expertise in Parliament that is able to help.
What happens is that they bring very nice requisitions. When supported, the next question is that what they do? The answer is not in the affirmative.
According to Nyakango, counties have reported 0% of development spending for the first quarter of the financial year 2023-2024. Stanley Lugaria, Lookuptv.
And that story by Stanley Lugaria takes us on a short break right here on Lookuptv. Stay with us. We'll be coming up with
story.
Infinity Industrial Park is one of the largest private industrial parks located along Eastern Bypass, Nairobi, which provides modern infrastructure for smooth operations for industries and business enterprises. Infinity Industrial Park offers world-class amenities and facilities with wide roads, a police station, a power substation, fire station, public transport stage, hospital, and shopping mall. In addition, Infinity Industrial Park also offers CCTV cameras, 24-hour private armed security patrol, sewer, water, fiber optic cable, and 3-phase power connection, added to public utility, canteen, and dining areas. Sail on the golden opportunity to invest in Infinity Industrial Park fully serviced warehouses at a special price of 3,569 Kenyan shillings per square foot. For more inquiries, visit our website infinityindustrialpark.com.
Welcome back. You're watching Lookuptv. Thank you so much for joining us. We go ahead with there was a debate in Parliament today, just 1 week after the government listed 11 parastatals said to be privatized, with 4 parastatals raising eyebrows on why they've been considered for privatization. KICC, KPC, the new KCC and KSC. Opposition legislators sought to find out what lies the risk and what interest hide behind the curtain. 2023 has elicited mixed reactions from various leaders as the bill was tabled in the National Assembly this morning.
It is clear that there is a conspiracy between the government officials and people who want to connive so that they can be able to take away public money, public property, and clearly this is for their own personal gain.
Public officers should be taken into task over the same. Just like what my colleagues have said, some of them have served many governments. They have been here throughout, but they have become cartels, and we cannot allow, Honorable Speaker, people to come over and try to take away public property.
The bill, which was sponsored by the leader of the majority in Parliament, Kimani Ichung'wah, includes a control system of the privatization of public organizations that aim to improve the efficiency and use of productive resources.
People must know, those who are propagating this negative propaganda, that government assets are being sold for a song, or there are certain deals anywhere. The law we passed is very clear on the process of divestiture, how you identify what assets government will divest from.
Ichung'wah slammed Kenyans, saying that those opposed to the privatization of the Kenyatta International Conference Center do not understand the economic value of such a decision.
I have heard them saying, oh, KICC is being sold. Honorable Speaker, KICC today, 90% of the tenancy at KICC, I think, is Parliament, paying peanuts, because it's a government to government. But this is a prime location in our CBD. A prime location, Honorable Speaker, if KICC was, for instance, to be leased to a hotel chain, a chain of hotels that can run, those who have the expertise and the private sector expertise to run conferencing facilities and hotels, convert the whole building into a hotel, for instance. You can imagine the amount of money government would be able to generate.
John Matava, Lookuptv. A family in Mudhatari, Embu County, is calling on the National Examinations Council to review their son's KCPE results, saying that since the release of the results, which have been marred with errors, their son has fallen into depression. This comes as pressure mounts on the NEC to be accountable for the mistakes made in the KCPE 2023 examinations.
When somebody suddenly decides, I can juggle with the marks for this child, give to another child, or do whatever at will, then you are killing our hopeful young people. We kill them even, and we are going to breed a generation that has a lot of hatred.
As pressure mounts for Kenya National Examinations Council to be accountable over various irregularities in KCPE results, a family from Embu County have called out the exams body to review their son's marks, which they believe were manipulated.
This boy has not been himself, despite the fact that he was healing from other processes. He got devastated. He actually had contemplated suicide, and therefore we will not allow the mother to leave the house at any one time, because we know he is a boy that does not take failure for an answer, and therefore it was too much a burden.
Frank Mashare's parents have said it is saddening to see their son's efforts going futile. In distress, they open up and say,
kulingana na vile alikuwa na perform, tulikuwa tuna expect apate at least around 400 marks. Na kuwe position either 1, 2, 3 or 4 in the class. But result zilipotokea alitokea na 371, yenye ilikuwa chini sana, below our expectation. Akakuwa very frustrated.
I would like NEC to review my results and the results of other people in Kenya who did not get the mark they expected.
Speaking to the media in his home at Modatari, Father Julius Kangede says that his son has gone into depression and he had contemplated committing suicide over the results, saying that the integrity of the exam is still in question.
I started reviewing more and more and more, and I saw that there are these pupils who had never even scored above 350, but miraculously they get 400. Started asking myself, kwani on which side am I? How unlucky am I that I got the low marks? I started seeing a people who has never scored below an average of 420 has now scored less than 300. See, these kind of things, they are not normal.
So no human is perfect. Let the government deal with the issue and deal with it appropriately. Let the boy be given his right and the right to be selected in a good school.
This is taking place after 133 candidates reported discrepancies. Immediately the results were released, as some Kenyans and institutions continue to question the credibility of the results, suspecting an unfair play. Ruga Ival, Lookuptv.
Thank you so much, Ruga Ival, for that detailed report. Away from that, Narok Law Courts has launched a small claims court and a court-annexed mediation registry that will exclusively deal with civil matters whose subjects are not exceeding 1 million Kenyan shillings. Speaking during the official launch of the small claims court in Narok County, presiding Judge Justice Francis Gikonyo said the core mandate of the small claims court is to enhance the access and to expedition and delivery of justice in the county.
As a way of reducing the duration for justice delivery, the Narok Law Courts has officially launched small claims courts to transfer its default powers to enhance timely delivery of justice as well as solving minor cases from the grassroots. Justice Francis Gikonyo, presiding judge, said the core mandate of the small claims court is to ensure timely access to justice. Gikonyo further said that small courts will be able to deliver its ruling within 60 days through fair and impartial manner under close court supervision and an accredited mediator.
Tukijenga zetu, wale wazee wetu sasa watakuwa na mandate ya kuenda kusuluhisha makesi yote hiyo ambayo unasikia, isipokuwa tu ile katiba na sheria imekataa hiyo peke yake, lakini wale watakuwa na mamlaka kubwa zaidi. Pia wako na role kwa kusaidia hata hii ya mediation, lakini mediation iko na accredited mediators kanyinyi wazee na gavana yetu hapa, si ndio? Hiyo tutafanya. Kwa hivyo tutaweza kufanya hiyo yote. Kuna mipangilio hapa katikati kupitia CUC na ile kamiti tulitengeneza, tutawaambia vile tutafanya na tutafika pale na tutaweza kusuluhisha mashida haya yote na amani itarudi.
Nitakaotoa
ushahidi nitatoa ya ukweli
na ukweli mtupu.
The Registrar of Magistrate Court, Caroline Kabucho,
reiterated Gikonyo's remarks, saying so far they have achieved in the first phase of court annex mediation camp, which ended in July 2017, are in the family and commercial divisions. The settlement rate was 55.7% and 53.8% respectively, tallying sum of 1.4 million Kenyan shillings that has been reverted back to the economy.
Tuko na shamba mbili, moja eka 50, ingine eka 40, na hata baada ya kulima ngano siku ingine tulikuja tukanunua plot hapa town.
The Small Claims Court, which commenced its operation in April 26, 2022, has a total of 32 courts and 1 sub-registry, which so far are actively operational, with over 45,103 hard and ruled cases.
My lord, the client might be saying the truth. Mama.
Regan Lemeguran, Lookuptv.
On to your opinion matters. The controversial housing levy continues to heated conversations among the working class after the High Court on Tuesday ruled it unconstitutional but gave staying orders until January 10th to give time for the government to appeal. Here is your opinion matters on this matter.
Leo nafurahia kwamba koti imesimamisha ile jambo ya watu kukatwa pesa ya nyumba ambayo ilikuwa imepitishwa bila wananchi kuhusishwa ama kufanyiwa public participation, ili tuseme tungetaka aje kama wananchi. So vile imesimamishwa, mimi naona ni vyema hivyo, na kama itakuja kuwekwa tena wananchi waulizwe kwanza, ndio wakuwe part and parcel wa kusema vile wanataka hiyo mambo iendelee. Kwa sasa gharama ya maisha iko juu zaidi, so ni vema serikali ihurumie mwananchi wa kawaida.
Kwa hiyo issue ya hiyo levy ya housing, nasema kwamba serikali inafaa iachane na hiyo maneno ya housing levy, sababu kitu ya kwanza koti ilisema kwamba hiyo project ina target only a specific group of people ambao ni employed. Kama mimi mwenye sija employed na serikali sitaweza kulipa hiyo housing levy. Again, kuna watu wengine ambao wana retire maybe after 2 years, 3 years. Serikali haina ile plan yao wataweza kubenefit na hii mpango ambao wameweza kuleta. Kwa hivyo maoni yangu ni kwamba hii housing levy itupiliwe mbali na serikali itafute tax kwa njia nyingine.
Vile koti iliamua mambo ya kusimamiza mambo ya housing, nilishukuru sana kwa sababu hii kitu ilishika watu ghafla. Hakuna maoni ilipitishwa kwa watu eti tuulizwe tufanye nini. Ni ile tu serikali ya UDA ilitumia tu kifua na kusema itafanyika hivyo. Ni kama kuandika kazi. Hata kabla hawajaanzisha hiyo bado wananchi walikuwa wakikula na kukunywa. Kwa hivyo kuweka kitu kimambafu, wajuage koti iko. Na hii koti hii ndio iliamua wakae kwa ofisi.
Now, moving forward, at least 54 locals have been killed since the last year, with locals leaving their homes, and schools in fear of security over constant attacks in the northern part of the country, mainly anchored on land and cattle rustling affairs. Stanley Lugari has been following up the story, and he gives us the following report.
Security, for example, you came to Longewan where we actually had the meeting. Next to it is an us-2 camp. Not next, as in we were seated at an us-2 camp, and the big area, IDP area where the community is staying, is where the us-2 is, meaning they are protecting this community. The community is then saying, why we live around here is because there is this us-2 camp. We want to live at the boundary of our constituency or sub-county. Please take the us-2 to the boundary so that this no man land, we can be able to go and settle in our land where I have a title deed. Like there, we have a river called Amaya. This side is Tiati, we have no dispute, and this side is Samburu.
Chair, can I seek some clarification?
Yes.
We've had cases where police vehicles have been caught and are in court. Moving human or people who come through Ethiopia. You're talking about Kenyan police vehicles. Yes. The challenges we have in both Turkana North and West. We feel and recommend that we need to strengthen NPRs.
I believe the reports that are there, or the reports that are submitted to national government here in Nairobi, are not a reflection of the truth of what is taking place in my constituency and Honorable Prota's constituency.
Let's take you to Machakos County, where residents are decrying of increased electricity bills due to about 442 missing electricity meters. Speaking in Machakos County, Land CC Nathaniel Nganga noted that he has directed the Kenya Power Company to disconnect all the unverified meter numbers so as to reduce the piling of electricity bills in the county.
Residents of Machakos County are bearing the brunt of exorbitant electricity bills, claiming that the company has been calculating electricity bills based on meters that were not registered. Additionally, there are suspicions of a considerable number of meter numbers that are said to have been stolen.
And this is something that has been long running. I want to call upon wananchi to call into our customer care number, to send texts, to send emails, inform us of those people you well are aware that are taking advantage of the county government.
As the nation continues to observe the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, Kisii County, alongside stakeholders, has implemented robust strategies to uplift the youth. This includes raising awareness against HIV and AIDS and promoting mental health, with the aim of providing support to survivors.
There's also a lot of initiatives by the CSOs within the county. We have lined up a series of meetings across the county, and this will involve also medical checkups. We are going out to check on wellness issues.
And still on the 16 days of activism against GBV in Kilifi County, county authorities have raised concern over increased cases of incest and the general safety of children during the long holidays, calling on stakeholders to intensify awareness.
That we are going to empower our youth. I think this is one of the things we are doing, because apart from the civic education that we have and apart from all these meetings we shall have in all the sub-counties, it is very important again to look at the affected boys and girls, because we are not talking about girls only. We are talking about even the boys.
In another development, a youth group in Olojoro Orok area has benefited from a 6-month agricultural business training program provided by a Youth Empowerment Institute. According to the Nyandarua Ward representative, this initiative is expected to attract many young people to the agricultural sector, noting its significant employment opportunities for the youth.
Jamii najua hii generation dogo wanatakanga tu ile maneno ati hiyo white collar jobs, lakini sasa furaha yangu ni kuona hata wao wameitikia mikono yao ikuwe michafu, wanaingia kwa mchanga, wanalima, alafu wanaanzisha biashara zao.
Bridget Agola, Lookuptv.
Welcome to the world of sport. The 4th edition of the Waziri tournament has received a major boost from the 1xBet betting company, which will sponsor the tournament. According to Salim Waziri, the founder of the Waziri tournament, the 4th edition will include games such as rugby and basketball.
The reception is quite proper, so we're planning from the 26th of December to the 31st to hold the main tournament that will involve 20 plus teams. 4 of them are for rugby and then 4 of them are also for basketball. So for the first time we're introducing basketball and rugby into the competition, and from me as a founder of the tournament, it's just a clarion call to everyone who loves the beautiful game. Let's say you're a fan of rugby, you're a fan of football, you're a fan of basketball, you just make your way to Abuya town on the 26th or 31st of December. It's going to be a special sports fiesta. But when you're talking about objectives of the tournament, Davis, it's just a matter of making sure that people are engaged in December, and then there's a plan with the title sponsor in 1xBet to give back to the society, whereby we'll feed the needy and equip girls with sanitary towels.
Defending champions Kenya Prisons men team suffered a loss against KPA as the second edition of the KVF League kicked off in Eldoret. In other results, Blazers continued with a good form after winning 3-1 against Base Yetu. The league is part of the preparations of the Eldoret City tournament, which will be played on Saturday, where more than 100 teams will participate.
This year we are comprising and trying to have many matches together so that it can help us to finish the league before April next year. We have a lot of programs which are coming up. East African for the national team. We have also All African Games qualifiers, we have All African Games, and we have Olympics. So what we are trying to do is to change our league this year, being played alongside with the tournaments and playing more matches in every circuit that we have in the National League. So for this time, or by the time of end of this series, we will have played more than 4 matches per team. So we will have remained with only 2 before now moving in for the indoor.
Well, and that is it from the desk tonight. Many thanks for watching, and those that made this bulletin a success, we are saying thank you. Continue watching the news as it happens right here at Lookuptv. My name is John Matava. Our sign language interpreter tonight has been Josephine Ouko. Many thanks for watching again. Have a blessed night. See you then.